Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are doing something very special today. So, right now we are doing a project, okay, for school. I know you might be like, oh, why? But here's a twist. Remember the story that I made about this? I'm going to use this one, convert it into an audio. Okay, so I am going to make a audiobook using my story that I just made. I know, right? I'm so smart, dude. Dude, I'm so smart, dude. Like low key. Anyways, let's get right into it, right? Shall we? I'm kind of excited, not gonna lie. I'm very excited. So we have a lot to do. Okay. What up? Okay. So I need to look at this. Hold up, guys. Hold up. I got an idea. I got an idea. I got a idea. I'm going to duplicate this scene again. Okay. And this time, I'm going to, so I'm going to do this. Hmm. Hold up. Yo, what's good, dude? Um, how do we do this? Do we do this? Uh, hmm. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. There we go. Finally. That took me like what, 10 years? Jesus. Okay, let's see. So, hmm. What's a good what's a good MP3 player converter? I don't know what's a good MP3 converter though. Oh shit. Yeah, too risky because there's some MP3 players that baits you, bro. Like badly, bro. If you know, you know. Like holy, like when you convert anything to an MP3, wait, hold up, it leads you to a different link, and that link could be really bad, especially for live streaming, bro. Exactly, bro. And especially when it's like a website, it's going to be very risky for live streamers, bro. I don't want to get canceled. Not yet. You get what I'm saying? It's so annoying. Did this just kick me out? Yeah, this is like the more college version, you know? That one was high school version, this is college version, bro. And of course, I'm using AI for this shit, bro, because I'm too lazy. Uh. Okay, how do I pronounce this? This is actually a real level though. Uh, 922 quintillion, 337 trillion, 203 billion. No, 3. Okay. That, let's make this much more easier for us to decipher. 9 quintillion, 223 trillion, 372 billion. No, that's million. 9 quintillion, 223 quadrillion, 372 trillion, 36 billion. 854,775,000. Okay. That's the okay. That took me a while. All right. Gemini. There we go. Hmm. Okay, chapter 4. Atmospheric, tight, double she said, polished narrative, shared a novel, and dread. Leap from existence. It's crazy. Ex The way that I write it back in high school is crazy, bro. Should be deleted from existence. Yeah, I was just like, you know? Oh, level fine. I mean, there is also party goers and stuff in here there, but I don't think I'm gonna add it in. Uh, level ambience. This is also part of the ambience section. There we go. What the fuck is this ads, bro? Oh, hell no, bro. That shit creepy, bro. Holy fuck. That shit creepy as fuck, bro. God damn. Alright. Alright then. Okay. Okay, bro. Hold up. Let me just remove this so we have more. There we go. There we go. There we go. Don't ask what's my pro. YT3. No, wait. YTM3P3. There we go. Cool. I feel I had to. It's very risky, bro. This is very risky. Like low key. I don't know. It's very risky. Oh God. Okay. Fast and secure. I'm, I'm risking it. I'm risking. Oh shit. Okay. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, this is the thing. Okay. Fuck. Okay. 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 I don't want to get canceled. So, I don't want to get canceled. All right. So, hold up. There we go. It's converting. Please don't be canceled. Oh God. Okay. It's risky, dude. It's really risky, dude. Like, especially with this, bro. Oh no, bro. Okay. What's next? Uh, yeah, I was too into the lore, bro. I gotta admit, but it does. It's so cool though. Like about like the like alternative realities and crap. Liminal space, you know? Okay, I'll use that one. Are you sure? Okay, MP3. I don't know, bro. This also looks kind of sketchy, bro. I feel like I'm gonna get leaked, bro. Daily, or I might get fucking like canceled type shit, bro. Okay. Yo. Ooh, shit, shit. That's actually kind of tough. Oh fuck! Oh my god, this shit tough. Oh fuck, oh, that shit fuck. Okay, so face links. Oh, that's the name, not skinwalkers. I mean, they're both same thing, same concept, I guess. I don't know the way that. I don't know, I forgot. 2008, right? SCP 3000. 2008. Ambience. Okay. Okay. Let's not. Oh God. Okay, I'm about to get canceled again. Oh fuck. I think I'm gonna get canceled, bro. What is my ads, bro? What is my ads, bro? Hold up. Let me call Code G for a bit. Hold up. Dude, I think I'm gonna get canceled, bro. Check the live stream, bro. I think I'm getting canceled, bro. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. That's actually perfect. Okay. All right. But yeah, those ads, bro, my YouTube ads is kind of cooked, bro. Low key. Please say I'm not gonna get canceled again, bro. MP3s are like a 50-50 risk, bro. Like low key. Oh god, please. Oh, oh my god. Thank you. Oh my god, Aaron, dude. Thanks so much, dude. Honestly, I would actually like favor this shit. Hold up. You know what? Yeah, I will. Thanks, dude. Loki, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Aaron, bro. Holy. Shout out to Aaron, dog. Holy fucking smokes. Shout out to Aaron, my dog. That's what I'm saying. Holy, bro. Holy goon websites, bro. Like, low key. Oh man, dude. Like, low key, bro. On God, bro. Okay. So I'm not going to record yet. I'm going to do that later. But if I were to, it's going to be very exciting. Uh, ambience. Okay, this one, music's in its own category. Boom. And boom. There we go. Playlist, ambience. A lot of ambience, though. Like, low key. This is a bunch of ambience, bruh. Backroom ambience. I was thinking about changing the pool room ambiance, though, low key. Hmm. Okay, what's next? Uh, Here we go. Let me make this caps lock because Times New Roman. He wasn't just a lost actor. He was a survivor, bro. Oof! Holy fucking smokes, dude. That line is insane, bro. Employees. Still not closing. Please make this sound pro. Okay. Neon. Okay. Filth move through the shadows of the showroom. Accident, but you saying ball at this point, bro. This is some like Harry Potter type shit, bro. Oh, so level 399, bro. 3099. Bro. And this is also I got the low score on this grade, this assignment, bro. Like that. Yeah, let's not talk about it, right? Until next time, where I continue on the story. I don't know, maybe I need some inspiration. Well, then again, after the movie, maybe after I watch the movie, boom, right to it. I don't know, maybe. Ooh. log A3, bro. Fuck. Shit. All right. Hey, this shit peak. This shit peak as fuck, bro. This shit peak as fuck. uh, I should actually add like text too. It's kind of right. I should add text. The infinite aisle. Yo, who's in chat right now? Who's in chat? Who is in chat right now? I don't even know who's in chat right now. Chat, who's in chat right now? No one? Damn. All right. That's sad. Okay. So, chapter 1. Start a new chapter 1. The start of a new space. The start of a new space. There we go. I don't know. Okay. Chapter 2. What should be chapter 2? It's the pool room, so uh oh my god. Crazy too. Okay. Yo, Aaron, want to help me with something? What's going again? I need to add a title for this chapter 3. Have any ideas? Have any ideas? Cause I don't know. I need to add a little bit of pizzazz into it, you know? For my thing, you know? Chapter 188. Which is The Office. On insanity. Chapter 4. Level fun. The childhood flashbacks. The childhood in a room. As a room. Or in a room. There we go. Coriander. Level 399. Neon Paradise. Oh, the true. Fan lab, bro. Bro thinks that he's part of the team. Yeah, doesn't feel right. Okay. Hmm. Oh, hell no, bruh. Okay, bro. Holy shit, bro. God damn, bro. Hmm. We need, since it's like an arcade kind of way, we need some like uh limitable style disco. Okay, I guess not. I can do way better than these bullshit. Low key. No, I just wanted the ambiance, bruh. I just want the ambiance. Uh, we're going to skip that for a bit, okay? We're going to skip that for a bit. Chapter 7. The Long Descent, bro. Took me a while to do this shit. I remember this took me a while to make that though, low key. That took me a while to make. Dude. Tragic event in history. Tiger's death. When he took when he killed the bacteria, he didn't pay attention to his behind, and then he got absolutely stabbed. Rest in peace, El Ratio. Stabbed. When he killed the dude. Tragic event history. Tiger's. Let me try that again. Let me try it again. Tragic events in history. Tiger's death. When he purposely tried to stab the bacteria, he was stupidly didn't pay attention to his behind, and now he got brutally stabbed. Rep ratio, L plus ratio. The price of survival, bro. Which one? Which one though? The price of survival is. Whew. No. Oof. Woo. Just slap a relic, bro. This is not part of the backrooms because I was just kind of obsessed with the backrooms, though. I mean, yeah. Own strange logic. No, it's actually kind of tough though. Bro, at that point, iPhone 3, 13 Pro Max, bro. Even Oh yeah, this is during the time of the iPhone 13 came out. Oh my, did this so old, bro. Fuck. Like I said, oh my God. And guess what? I got the 13 Pro Max, bro. But it's also broken, so I'm gonna have to change it. So, sucks. But yeah. The finger paint is also really good, like, contrast to it, though. Really good contrast. Should I make a volume 2? Volume 2! Oh my God. Echo in the dark. Ooh. Yeah, that's too rushed a little bit. Ooh, you know what? Hell yeah, yes. Level 5. Is that even a hotel though? Level 5 backrooms. It's more of the terror hotel. Unsafe, unsecure. I mean, they're close. Maintenance halls. Entities. The hounds. Against dealers. Wrenches. The death moth. Oh shit, okay, that's a lot. This is some like shining bullshit, bro. So cool. Alright. The guest. That's the name. V. Holy Holy crap, bro. Oh, holy shit. Oh fuck, dude. Oh my god. After like 5 years, I'm actually getting this volume 2, bro. My my freshman self would be so proud of me, bro. Oh my god. I would too. I would too. I would also be proud of myself too, low key, let's be honest. I would also be proud of myself too. We're good at. Okay, we're not going to do this part of the thing because this is already a lot to take in already. That's a lot. See that? It's a lot. So, yeah. Oh, okay, I'll save this. Okay, as the Backroom's Unknown Dimension audiobook, bro. Okay. I'm saving that. I'm going to save that for tomorrow too. I also need to call one of my group mates for this. Wait, what do you say? My friend asked to make an edit for this song. Damn. Hey, I mean, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Enters award. What do you mean by that? Hey, yo. Hey, yo, bro. Hey, yo, pause. Okay, hold on. Let me edit this a little bit. Okay. Echoes in the dark, bro. We don't continue. The guests. They can't technically because they don't have more, but we don't care. Let's see if we can hear this. Okay, hold up. Let's read it. I hope so. Hold up. Let's see. Let's see. Get it. I wanted to read it. I wanted to read it. Oh, come on. What's a good reading recording software? Speechify. It's probably gonna be like a paywall. Probably. It's probably gonna be like a paywall, some shit or some shit. Yeah. Try for free. Okay. It's gonna be a paywall, guaranteed, bro. This is gonna be some paywall, bro. Is there any? Okay. Is there any free Speechify, bro? Alternative. Free Speechify. Whisper Flow. Alright. Let's hear this. Let's see. How would this go? I hope it's free, though. It's probably not gonna be free, though, low key. I hope Business Flow is free. I don't know. Probably not, though. Just start off in a new space, bro. Okay. You know what? Now you mention it, I might make music a little, maybe later. I don't know. Okay, there we go. If it, okay, I'm looking at my other screen. If there's a paywall, I swear to. Yeah, is it in an applications folder though? What are you talking about? It is an application still. If there's a paywall, I swear to God, I'm gonna crash out. If there is a paywall, I'm gonna crash out. If there is a paywall, I'm going to crash out. Shoot, put out a voice. That's hard. You know what? Oh my god. Oh my god. What up? What up? What up? If there's a paywall, I swear to God. If there's a paywall, I swear to God. If, oh my god, if, uh, uh, hello? Hello? Yo, what's up, dude? Yeah. Yo, what's up, dude? Alright, sorry. Skip, skip. Yo, Mm, mm. Brit. Oh, as I says Britain. Uh, this one. Warm.
I can't believe we actually did it.
Probably gonna be like, oh, a pay toll, type shit, It's gonna be a pay toll. I know it. It's gonna be a paywall. Paywall. Don't make a bet. Paywall, guys. Paywall. Yeah, paywall. 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 Paywall, guys. Paywall. Yeah, paywall. I know. Paywall. Yeah, paywall, guys.
The Backrooms, Unknown Dimensions, by Lancey.
Yeah.
Everything is a Lie. Chapter 1, The Star of the New Space. By the year 3032, the world had evolved in ways few could have predicted. While the ancestors of the 21st century envisioned a future of lush synthetic forests and soaring gravity defying architecture, the reality was far bleaker. Phil, a veteran actor with a Phil, a ve- Phil, a veteran actor with a career spanning decades and a net Phil, a veteran actor with a career spanning decades and a net worth of exactly 1 million credits, was finally ready to leave it all behind. It was his final day on set, the closing act before a quiet retirement. However, as he departed the studio, a momentary lapse in concentration proved fatal. He tripped.
I can't believe we actually did it. The project is finally complete,
Okay, it
and it
sounds
turned
so
out better than
robot.
I could have imagined.
Let's just do one. Boom. Okay.
He tripped, not over a physical obstacle.
Deep.
He, tri- he tripped, not over a physical obstacle, but through a fracture in reality itself.
He tripped, not over.
Nope. What the fuck? What the fuck?
He tripped.
Oh, what the fuck, bro? Oh, hell nah, bro. This shit is not it, bro.
He tripped, not over a phys- He tripped.
This shit is not. This shit's ass, bro. Of course, there is a pay. Oh my god, bro.
As of recent estimates, the population of the United States Signed and is required to continue with this premium voice. Or, if you prefer, you may switch to a free, unlimited voice. Signed and is required to continue with this premium voice. Or, if you prefer, you may switch to a free, unlimited voice.
And which is this one?
Nice to meet you. Did you know Theba diaresis KROOM? Theba diaresis.
Oh, okay. Try this one.
Chapter 1. The Star of the New Space. By the year 3032, the world had evolved in ways few could have predicted. While the ancestors of the 21st century envisioned a future of lush synthetic forests.
Nice to meet you. Did you know most birds can see more?
Nice to meet you.
No.
These are like bots and stuff. These are the only two that are actually like human, bro.
Nice to meet you. Did you know most birds can see more colors than humans? By the year 3032, the world had evolved in ways few could have predicted. While the ancestors of the 21st century envisioned a future of lush synthetic forests and soaring gravity-defying architecture, the reality was far bleaker. Phil, a veteran actor with a career spanning decades and a net worth of exactly 1 million credits, was finally ready to leave it all behind. It was his final day on set, the closing act before a quiet retirement. However, as he departed the studio, a moment.
It sound. It
Nice
doesn't.
to meet you.
It just.
Did you know most
doesn't
birds can
sound the
see
same.
more
It doesn't
colors
feel
than
the same.
humans?
It doesn't feel the same, bro. It just doesn't feel the same.
Bye, Lance Yee. Everything is a lie.
What the fu- Whoa, okay, bro. Okay. Okay. This is horrible. Speech is fine. Dude, sucks, bro. This is so sad, bro. I want to see if there's any other like a good like speechify type shit, bro.
What up, those big Snoop Deal?
This is Ben Wilson from How to Take Over the World.
No, honestly.
What up, those?
Snoop Dogg, whatever. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna get sued by Snoop Dogg, bro. Okay, I'm cooked, bro. If I get sued by Snoop Dogg, bro, I'm cooked. I'm cooked as fuck, bro. I'm cooked as fuck, bro.
What up, those big Snoop Deal?
Alright. Other. Come on. Let's just. We should continue, bro. Okay, now let's go back. Too lazy to sign in like that.
Hello, sir. Ready to make reading easier than ever. You're about to
Okay, bro. Okay. This is straight up buns, bro. Uh.
and a T N U N N Ace by Lance Yee. Everything is a lie. Chapter 1. The Star of the New Space. By the year 3032, the world had evolved in ways few could have predicted. While the ancestors of the 21st century envisioned a future of lush synthetic forests and soaring gravity-defying architecture, the reality was far bleaker. Phil, a veteran actor with a career spanning decades and a net worth of exactly 1 million credits, was finally ready to leave it all behind. It was his final day on set, the closing act before a quiet retirement. However, as he departed the studio, a momentary lapse in concentration proved fatal. He tripped, not over a physical obstacle, but through a fracture in reality itself. Time is a fluid concept when crossing universal boundaries. When Phil regained consciousness, the world he knew was gone. He was met with the sight of endless, repetitive corridors reminiscent of a decaying apartment complex. The walls were draped in a sickly, monochromatic yellow wallpaper, and the air hung heavy with a damp, malodorous scent. He wandered for hours, his footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. He walked until the sensation of movement felt like a treadmill, an infinite loop of the same hallway. Panic began to set in, clawing at his mind as he ran, desperate to escape this liminal hell. Finally, he stumbled upon a sign that defied logic. "Welcome to the backrooms." The name sparked a distant memory of internet urban legends. "I thought the backrooms were a myth," he whispered to the empty air. He forced himself to recall the rules of survival he'd once read. Maintain your sanity at all costs, avoid unknown entities.
Damn, but that's it. Fuck. But okay, that's kind of tough though. But like, uh.
The backroom. Unmanned Sense by Lance Lee. Everything is alive. Chapter 1.
TE Graph BAUM.
Oh, these are actual like text to speech like bots and stuff. Damn. Is there any other free text to speech, bro? Like low key, bro. Uh-huh. Dude, text speech, bro. Dude. Bro, why does text speech have to be so annoying? Why does paywalls have to fucking exist, bro? Like, low-key. Why does fucking paywalls have to fucking exist, dude? Oh god, bro. I'm about to crash out, bro. Like, low-key. Is there any other free ones? God damn it, bro. B-A-X. Yeah, this actually takes a long time, bro. Like, low-key, chapter 5, yeah, corridor, long descent, the guest.
Welcome to Note GPT. Explore our realistic, natural AI voices.
Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad.
Backrooms. Unknown Dimensions. By Lance Yi. Everything is a Lie. Chapter 1. The Star of the New Space. By the year 3032, the world had evolved in ways few could have predicted. While the ancestors of the visioned a future of lush synthetic forests and soaring gravity-defying architecture, the reality was far bleaker. Phil, a veteran actor with a career spanning decades and a net worth of exactly 1 million credits, was finally ready to leave it all behind. It was his final day on set, the closing act before a quiet retirement. However, as he departed the studio, a momentary lapse in concentration proved fatal. He tripped, not over a physical obstacle, but through a fracture in reality itself. Time is a fluid concept when crossing universal boundaries. When Phil regained consciousness, the world he knew was gone. He was met with the sight of endless, repetitive corridors reminiscent of a decaying apartment complex. The walls were draped in a sickly, monochromatic yellow wallpaper, and the air hung heavy with a damp, malodorous scent. He wandered for hours, his footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. He walked until the sensation of movement felt like a treadmill, an infinite loop of the same hallway. Panic began to set in, clawing at his mind as he ran, desperate to escape this liminal hell. Finally, he stumbled upon a sign that defied logic. "Welcome to the BACKROOMS." The name sparked a distant memory of internet urban legends. "I thought the backrooms were a myth," he whispered to the empty air. He forced himself to recall the rules of survival he'd once read. Maintain your sanity at all costs,
Okay.
avoid unknown entities, and navigate the unstable levels with caution. He knew that beating a level would result in a knock-clip to another, a
No
gamble
clip, but
between a
okay.
safe haven or a new nightmare. Amidst his exhaustion, he discovered a small table holding a bottle of almond water. A handwritten note sat beside it. "Essential for survival. Use as currency or medicine. It heals the body and wards off the effects of the entities. Warning: do not consume if the seal is broken or the water appears cloudy." Phil took a cautious sip. The water was cool, carrying a distinct, sweet hint of vanilla. Feeling a surge of clarity, he drank its value. But as he turned to continue, a sound broke the silence, a skittering, unnatural noise that shouldn't exist in a vacant space. Phil froze. He wasn't alone than he thought. There's an entity nearby. Chapter 2. Walking on Water. The sound intensified, a jarring cacophony of screeching metal and wet, uneven footsteps. From the yellow haze, a spindly, wire-like silhouette emerged, its movements unnatural and frantic. Phil didn't need to stay to confirm his fear. He knew the stories. It was bacteria. He bolted, his breath hitching in his chest as he navigated the endless turns of the maze. But the entity was relentless, its presence looming closer with every stride. In a moment of pure panic, Phil's foot caught on a seam in the carpet. He didn't hit the ground. Instead, the floor seemed to give way like liquid, and he felt the familiar, sickening sensation of falling through reality. When he opened his eyes, the yellow wallpaper was gone. He was lying in a vast, sterile chamber of white tiles, the floor covered in a shallow, unmoving layer of tepid water. He had reached level 37. Phil didn't care about the architecture or the strange serenity of the pool rooms. The crushing weight of his situation finally took hold. He stood and began to trudge through the water, his silent sobs echoing softly against the tiled walls. He was alone, a million miles from the world he knew, and the sheer scale of the infinite began to erode his mind. Hours bled into days, and days into an unrecognizable stretch of time. He walked until his legs were numb, and his thoughts were nothing but static. He no longer knew what was real, or if he was simply a ghost in a machine. Desperate for any sense of vitality, he took a long, deep drink from his remaining supply of almond water. The sweetness was gone. In its place was a bitter, metallic tang that burned his throat. His stomach cramped violently, and his vision swirled into a kaleidoscope of gray and white. Before he could cry out, the tiled world tilted, and Phil collapsed into the shallow water as darkness finally claimed him. Chapter 3. Working on Insanity. Phil's consciousness returned in fragments. The sterile white tiles of the pool rooms had vanished, replaced by the dimly lit corridor of what appeared to be a massive, hollowed-out hotel. He stood and approached a grand window that looked out into a central courtyard. Rows upon rows of identical windows stared back at him, stacked in a dizzying, rectangular abyss. He knew this place. He recognized it as level 188, but to Phil, it was more than just a level. This was London, he whispered, his voice trembling. He remembered the crisp air of a film set from 20 years ago. After a grueling day of shooting, he had retired to the Crown Plaza London Heathrow T4.
Pause. This was London. Okay. This was...
Chapter 3. Working on Insanity. Phil's consciousness returned in fragments. The sterile white tiles of the pool rooms had vanished, replaced by the dimly lit corridor of what appeared to be a massive, hollowed-out hotel. He stood and approached a grand window that looked out into a central courtyard. Rows upon rows of identical windows stared back at him, stacked in a dizzying, rectangular abyss. He knew this place. He recognized it as level 188, but to Phil, it was more than just a level. This was the hotel I went to when I was in London, he whispered, his voice trembling. He remembered the crisp air of a film set from 20 years ago. After a grueling day of shooting, he had retired to the Crown Plaza London Heathrow T4. In his mind, it was still 2022, the memories fresh and vibrant. He had no way of knowing that in the world he left behind, the calendar had already turned to 2042. Desperate for a tether to reality, he reached into his pocket. To his profound relief, his phone was still there. He scrolled through his digital archives until he found it, a photo from the London wrap party. The architecture in the image, the specific curvature of the balconies and the arrangement of the windows, was a perfect, haunting match for the room he stood in now. The nostalgia was a brief comfort, quickly eclipsed by a shadow moving at the edge of his vision. A figure stood at the end of the hall. It had the stature and clothing of a man, but its head was a smooth, featureless expanse of skin. A faceling. Panic seized him. Phil turned to bolt, but his legs, still weak from the tainted almond water, gave way. He hit the carpet hard, bracing for an attack that never came. "Easy there," a voice said. It was soft, strangely melodic. "I'm not like the others you've seen. My name is Taggers." Phil looked up, gasping. "You can speak." "I'm a friend," Taggers replied, though his lack of a face made his intentions impossible to read. I know you're lost. I can feel the weight of the family you miss. I miss mine, too. Taggers knelt beside him, offering a hand. You're in level 188. The windows are your only way out, but they are deceptive. Some lead home, most lead to places far worse. You must be careful. Whatever you do, avoid level at all costs. It is a corridor of pure carnage, a dead sprint where the doors lock the moment you slow down. The faceling's voice dropped to a somber tone. And then there is the ultimate gamble. Level 9 quintillion 223 quadrillion 372 trillion 36,854,775,807. The infinite staircase. It is the only true path to the exit, but a single misstep won't just kill you. It will cast you back to the very beginning. Back to level 0. Chapter 4. The child hid in a room. Are you coming? Phil asked. Taggers explained the grim reality. He could help Phil navigate the levels, but the real world was off limits. To cross over would be to invite non-existence. Think of the Thanos snap, Taggers remarked, but without the hope of a reversal, I'd simply be deleted. Phil noticed a discoloration in the wall, a glitch in the geometry of the room. Taggers confirmed his suspicion. It was a passage. Without a second thought, Phil threw himself at the wall and clipped through, emerging into the claustrophobic confines of level fun. The room was a nightmare of distorted orange paint and scattered party supplies. When Phil turned and found Taggers standing directly behind him, he nearly lashed out in a reflexive panic. Watch it, Taggers grumbled. You almost took my head off. I'm sorry, Phil said, his voice trembling. I'm just on edge, the entities. Taggers cut him off to explain their predicament. They were standing in an endless corridor of party rooms. The right door meant safety, the wrong one meant level. A frantic, lethal sprint against a horde of entities through a cluttered hallway. If they ended up there, Phil would have to reach the exit before it slammed shut forever. The weight of the gamble hit Phil hard. He wasn't sure he would make it out this time. Chapter 5. The Infinite Aisle. As they navigated the shifting geometry of the levels, Phil's eyes caught a glint of wood nestled in a corner. Tucked away was a heavy chest, and upon prying it open, he found it brimming with bottles of almond water. Jack
Really?
For the first time since his arrival, the gnawing fear of dehydration vanished. But as he packed the bottles away, a new concern struck him. Taggers, what about food? We can't live on water alone. Taggers' voice took on a cautious, almost fearful edge. There is a place, an IKEA, but it isn't the store you remember. It is a boundless expanse of furniture and labyrinthine aisles known to some as SCP-3008. It has food, yes, but it also has the staff. They look like facelings, but they wear those distinct orange and black striped shirts. If you see them, run. They are not there to help you. With a flick of his wrist, Taggers tore open a shimmering portal. Phil stepped through and was momentarily blinded by a sight he thought he'd lost forever: the sky. He stood on a patch of land under a bright, artificial sun, facing a massive blue building with yellow letters. A sign near the entrance read, "Hope to see you again soon." The words felt less like a greeting and more like a threat. Phil took a steadying breath and stepped inside. At first, it seemed like a perfectly ordinary showroom, but a sudden, icy gust of wind against his back made him whirl around. The entrance was gone. In its place stood an endless row of bookshelves. Taggers was right, Phil whispered, his face turning pale. Movement caught his eye. In the distance, several tall, distorted figures in striped uniforms began to lurch toward him. Their voices rang out in a flat, robotic unison that echoed through the rafters. "The store is now closing. Please evacuate the store immediately." The sun was still high above, but Phil didn't stay to question the logic. He bolted,
Hey.
sprinting past infinite displays of sofas and dining sets until the employees were lost in the maze. Driven by hunger, he eventually stumbled upon a cafeteria. To his shock, the warm scent of food filled the air. He found a tray of pasta, real, solid food, and ate with a desperation he hadn't known he possessed. "I need to be ready," he muttered, his mind shifting into survival mode. He began to scavenge with purpose. He located the storage section and grabbed 2 heavy-duty hiking bags, stuffing one with a high-quality sleeping bag he found nearby. Next, he found a sporting goods display, a rare stroke of luck in the chaos. He armed himself with an assault rifle and a Desert Eagle, weighing the magazines in his hand. He fired a test shot into a nearby pillow. The deafening crack confirmed they were very much real. With his rifle slung over his back and his pockets weighted with ammunition, Phil looked out into the infinite aisles. He was no longer just a lost actor. He was a survivor. Chapter 6, The Neon Corridor. Phil moved through the shadows of the showroom, his grip tight on his rifle. Where is Taggers? He wondered, the silence of the infinite store pressing in on him. He stepped carefully, but his boot found a discarded plastic rod. The sharp crack echoed like a gunshot through the aisles. Instantly, the nearest staff member pivoted. Its faceless head tilted toward him as the monotone recording blared. "The store is now closing. Please evacuate the store immediately." Phil didn't wait. He bolted. He had never run this fast in his life. The adrenaline turned his legs into pistons as the floor blurred beneath him. Ahead, a massive stone support column stood in his path. He tried to pivot, to slide, to stop, but his momentum was too great. "Oh God, I can't stop. I'm going to die," he screamed, bracing for an impact that would surely shatter his bones. He squeezed his eyes shut. Instead of the bone-crushing collision with stone, he felt a sudden, violent gust of wind and a sensation of weightlessness. When he finally dared to open his eyes, the sterile lights of the IKEA were gone. He had clipped through. He stood in what looked like a sprawling, abandoned arcade. Neon lights in vibrant pinks and electric blues hummed along the ceiling and walls, casting long, flickering shadows. He stumbled upon a somber sight, a grave marker etched with the number 3999. Level 3999, Phil realized, a chill running down his spine. The true end. The sudden clatter of falling cans shattered his concentration. In a reflex honed by hours of terror, Phil cocked his rifle and whirled toward the sound, firing a single shot. The bullet hissed through the air, narrowly missing a figure as it ducked behind a cabinet. "Yo, you almost killed me. That's twice now," Taggers shouted, popping his head up with an indignant glare. "Maybe if you didn't keep disappearing on me, I wouldn't be so jumpy," Phil retorted, lowering his weapon as his heart rate began to slow. "Where have you been?" Taggers stepped out, holding a sleek, strange-looking device. "Scouting. While you were playing soldier, I found this. It's a phone, but not like the ones from your world. It's tuned to the frequencies of this dimension. Word is, this thing can find a signal back home. It might even let you see your family." Phil stared at the device, a glimmer of hope fighting through his exhaustion. How is that even possible?" Before Taggers could answer, a blood-curdling scream ripped through the neon-lit hallway. Chapter 7, The Long Descent. Days bled into weeks, and weeks into agonizing years. In the shifting, nonsensical geography of this infinite hell, time was the only thing Phil couldn't outrun. "Is this it?" Phil wheezed, his voice raspy from years of looking over his shoulder. "Am I in hell? Because it certainly feels like it." He didn't have time for an answer. A distorted, screeching sound, the unmistakable mechanical wail of a bacteria entity, echoed behind them. "Phil, move, it's right on us," Taggers shouted. As the spindly, wire-like mass of the bacteria lunged from the shadows, Taggers reached for a hilt at his side. He drew a blade that didn't just reflect light, it was light. The metal glowed with a ferocity that rivaled the sun, wreathed in a strange, ethereal white fire. With the grace of a seasoned warrior, Taggers leapt. The blade cut through the air like a relic from an ancient myth, bisecting the entity with a single, clean stroke. The creature collapsed, splitting apart like silk and spilling a thick obsidian sludge across the floor. "Don't touch it," Taggers warned, stepping back from the spreading pool. "The black ichor is pure poison. Even a single drop is a death sentence." Phil stared at the dissolving remains, his shoulders sagging. "This entire universe is a death sentence," he muttered. As they settled into a rare moment of quiet, Phil turned his attention to the strange device Taggers had given him. Years had passed, yet the phone remained pristine. "Tell me again," Phil said, turning the device over in his hands. What makes this different from a regular phone? It's more of a prototype for survival, Taggers explained. Think of it as something out of a high-tech spy thriller. It can restructure its atoms to transform into a functional firearm, and more importantly, it can project a localized cloaking field. It renders you invisible to every entity in this dimension. I'm the only one who can see you through the frequency, because I'm the one who synced the device. Phil looked at the small screen, a flicker of power in a world designed to break him. It was more than a tool, it was his only edge. Chapter 8, The Price of Survival. As they spoke, the bacteria entity behind them shifted, its wiry form liquefying into a living, predatory slime. It merged into a singular, sharpened point just as Taggers turned his back. Before Phil could shout a warning, the entity lunged, burying a jagged appendage into Taggers' side. Taggers! Phil's scream echoed through the corridor. He didn't hesitate. Phil raised his assault rifle, unleashing a hail of bullets. The entity flickered but remained standing. He switched to his Desert Eagle, the heavy rounds tearing chunks out of the creature's mass, yet it continued to reform. In a flash of desperation, Phil remembered the phone's weapon add-on. He fumbled with the device until he performed a sharp, rhythmic snapping motion, a reloading gesture. With a mechanical hum, the phone transformed into a sleek AUG-A3. Phil opened
Just say
fire,
AUG-A3.
targeting the head and limbs until the bacteria entity finally shattered, its remains disappearing like ash in a gale. Phil rushed to Taggers' side, his medical training kicking in. He tore open a specialized medkit from the IKEA. Are you with me?
But okay.
Taggers, talk to me. Why, yeah, Taggers whispered. Still here. Guess that's death number 3 for me. Phil worked with trembling but precise hands, administering painkillers and sealing the stab wounds with clean cloth. Don't move, Phil commanded. Let the medicine work. Taggers reached out, grabbing Phil's sleeve. If I don't make it, you have to go. Use the phone to reach level 9,223,372,336,854,000,007. It's a teleporter, Phil. 20-minute cooldown. When you get there, climb the stairs, 1,000 flights. And when you reach the top, just Jew. His hand went limp. Silence rushed into the room, heavy and suffocating. Taggers, Phil's voice was a fragile whisper, no reply. Taggers, no, please. Phil collapsed, his sobbing the only thing breaking the stillness. Eventually, the phone vibrated. A message appeared, sent from Taggers just moments before the end. If you were reading this, then I would have been dead. I know it is a lot to take in, but I forgot to tell you that I can see the future and how it can be played out. I saw my future, and I saw how it ended, which you probably witness right now. But I saw your future. I was happy you make it out, you made it. But you need to use the phone to help you, and Guild, you trust me, you can do this, just make sure you jump off the stairs. Before Phil could finish the message, a pair of glowing eyes appeared in the dark. A smiler. The floating, jagged grin mocked him from the shadows. Phil didn't think, he just ran. He didn't trust anything in this hell anymore, only the ghost of the one entity who had saved him. He ran until his lungs burned, eventually collapsing in a distant, quiet hallway. Devastated, he looked at the message again. He noticed something odd. The letters were inconsistently bolded. It was a cipher. As he connected the hidden characters, a new directive appeared. Find MY's sister. Phil froze. Taggers had claimed to have no one, yet here was a final request. How would a resident of the backrooms react to a human? He didn't have time to wonder. He gripped the phone, dialed in a new set of coordinates, and hit teleport. The world dissolved into a hollow, consuming black. Chapter 9. The world reformed around Phil with a dizzying hum. As the darkness receded, he found himself standing in a familiar, yellow-walled expanse, room 188. It was the very place where his journey had begun so many years ago. Man, Phil whispered, his voice echoing against the damp carpet. It's been a long time since I stood here. He retraced his old steps, his boots pressing into the same dust-covered floor where he had first encountered Taggers. Near the spot where his friend once stood, a solitary note lay on the floor. Phil picked it up, his heart racing as he recognized the handwriting. Phil, if you're reading this, I knew you'd find your way back. To escape this hell for good, you're going to need the item I've taped to the back of this page. Phil flipped the paper over and recoiled in a sudden flash of terror. At first glance, it looked like a severed hand. Upon closer inspection, it was a glove, bright red with distinct black spots, resembling a large mechanical strawberry. A small wooden rod with...
Okay, it's actually pretty good. It's actually decent. It's actually decent. I gotta admit, it's okay. It's okay. Bang for the buck, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna play some game now. After I take a break. So, be right back, guys. Alright? honest.
Oh, feliz verdad.
Fuck my eye. Man, been a long time.